All right, just bear with me for a moment here. I just want to make sure everything's running smoothly real quick. And then we'll get right into it. All right, so I'll start off with of course, saying Shalom. Of course, all praise to Yahweh and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And, there's a lot going on, man. All right, I always like to start it off with saying that. It's it's crazy because the people we're seeing around here, even these guys on the internet. I don't think people are taking these things as serious as they need to be taking it, man. Having fun like we're living back in 2017, right? But you see all these things taking place all over the world, such as the war going on, right? Such as that. So people ain't taking things as serious as it needs to be taken right now, man. Right? The world is literally on the verge of the next world war with these people going around, having fun like we're living in 2016. You know what I'm saying? So, it's unbelievable, man. Hey, Shalom, mind to go off. Can you hear me okay? Is the audio coming through clear? Because it told me 2 times already. Oh, it just said it again. It said I'm disconnected from the Wi-Fi. I don't know why the hell it's saying that. It pisses me off because here it is, we're paying a insane amount of money for the mobile data. I can't even use it to get on StreamYard because it's not strong enough. And now apparently now it's giving me a problem even though I'm literally like 20 feet away from the house. So I don't know what to say, man. It's nothing but aggravation. That's all I can say, man. That's why you have a saying out there that goes, if it rains, it pours. Meaning what? That, usually bad luck comes in like a cycle, right? There's usually multiple things that happen, negatively in a small period of time, right? So yeah, man, it's just, I had to go for a walk, not too long ago, man. Just, you have to try to take your mind off shit, sometimes, man, because it's too overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's too much. You know what I'm saying? Me speaking for myself, let's even put the truth to the side for a moment, right? Just speaking as, another human being living here on this earth, right? On this physical realm or physical plane that we call the earth, right? It's like, damn, man. It's, circumstances are just too much. That's all I can say, man. You know, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I'm one of those that's less fortunate. You know what I'm saying? I don't have I'm not fortunate enough to be able to hop on live stream, any time of the day from the comfort of my own home. I can't do that, right? I'm not fortunate enough to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not fortunate enough, to I'm not fortunate enough to do those things. Yeah, as I said, unfortunately. If I could, I would, you know, but unfortunately with the circumstances I'm not capable of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Which it pisses you off, but what can you do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, what can you do about it? You can't really do nothing. So yeah, it's easy to become overwhelmed, it really is, man. So sometimes you just gotta, take a breather. Or sometimes you gotta go out and get some fresh air, man. And it's good to do that, from time to time, get out, take a 40-minute walk or whatever. It's good to get out and take your mind off things, sometimes, man. And hell, I can't even do that, without, with being at peace of mind. Because as I do that, I pass, a homeless guy sitting over there. I gotta watch my back, because who the hell knows, what type of animal is around here? Because you have a lot of wooded areas, um, where I'm at, um, basically like a little city in the middle of nowhere, right? So basically, it's like this little place in the middle of like miles of open woods. That could be the best way I could describe it. So you never know what the hell's running through here, whether it be bears or, you know, um, deers. There's a lot of them around here, mooses maybe, and stuff like that. So you got to be careful. And then the people too. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad area. Um, Let me see. Yeah, yeah. Um, Luke said some people think that it's all fake. Yeah, some of these guys, will tell you with a straight face, that all of what's going on right now is somehow not real, right? With a straight face, they'll sit there and tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Um, hey, Shalom, EJ, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well, EJ Love. Just a heads up, this is not StreamYard, so unfortunately I can't bring you on here, because this is only a solo platform that I'm using to stream off of tonight, but you can come hop on another day, man. My apology about that. I wish I could bring you both on here, you and Mina Golf. That would be a good show to have. But unfortunately, based on the circumstances, I'm not capable of doing that right now. So my apology on that. But in the future you can come stop by, man. Hope everything's doing well for you. I believe you said you're over in Atlanta still, right? How's Atlanta doing, man? With the Corolla and all of that stuff that's going on over there, man. Which, fun fact, by the way, I don't know if you knew this, but I actually been to Atlanta. I want to say back in 2017. I want to say in November. Yeah, in November of 2017. We were going on a trip, right? We took a trip over to Tennessee. So one of the places we had to drive through, to get to our destination was we had to go through for that area, right? So we went to Atlanta, right? Visited the Atlanta for a couple hours. It's a big place, man. I was hoping to run into the GMS Atlanta camp, or the Sakari Atlanta camp, when I was down there, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that Sakari's headquarters, right, the HQ is located over in Atlanta, correct? So I was hoping to run into them there because they teach outside of the what is it, the CNN Center, which I've been there before. I've been to the CNN Center. That's a big place inside, man. It's the CNN Center over in Atlanta. That's a huge place inside of there. You know, but um, but yeah, my experience over in Atlanta, I thought it was definitely a big city over there, man. A lot of people, and whatnot. That's definitely a good place to teach at. If you're living over in that area, that's definitely a good place to do that. So I know that Sakari and Great Millstone, at least those two groups. I'm not sure if other groups do as well, but at least those two have camps over in that area over there because it's a very good place to do it at. Hey, well, Rebel, as I said, man, I can't drop a link here because I'm not streaming on StreamYard. And apparently guys don't read the title of videos when they click on it, because I even said in the title of the video, this is not on StreamYard. So guys got to read that title, man. Um, Let me get caught up on the chat real quick. Uh, Hey, EJ, how is your power washing business doing out there, man? Are you making decent money over there in Atlanta area? Doing the power washes? Because I used to at my job, one of the things that they'd have me do is I used to power wash the mobile homes they had there and stuff. That's what I used to do. Because I was basically like just an extra person they needed around to take care of things they needed done in the community and whatnot. So I would oftentimes power wash things and stuff like that. Um, so yeah, I have some experience doing that. It's not necessarily a difficult job to do. Um, the only downside to it, I would say, is if you're working out there in the heat, compared to working inside, like at a store or whatever. That's the one benefit you get there is you're out of the elements, out of the elements outside. So that would be a plus, for working inside a building or whatever, of course. But you know, let's see. A Shalom Bible Defender, Shalom. Monegal said, I used to visit Atlanta a lot of years ago. I believe that what was it? I believe Elder Apostle Ramlob went down to the GMS Atlanta camp a couple of years ago, which I actually seen the building that they were staying in, because I could tell from they showed it in one of their videos, the building they were staying in. I actually seen that place when I went over there. Of course, they weren't there at that time. I wish I could have ran into them over there. Um, because I could have got along with those brothers. Inside joke. But I know the area they were in over there. But they weren't out the day that I went, unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, I know about that. Uh, that EJ. I seen you go against some of those groups down there before. I've seen that. The other people go down there and do it as well. Which, as I said, EJ, we got to get a stream going with me, Minor Golf, you, and Bible Defender. We got to get a stream going. But as I said, with my circumstances, it's unfortunate because I wish I could go live on StreamYard right now and bring all of you on. But unfortunately for me, my mobile data, which is what I use the internet out of the house, is not strong enough for me to be able to to go on StreamYard. As I said, unfortunate, but that's just the circumstances at hand. You know what I'm saying? Pissing me off. But what can I do about it? You know what I'm saying? Uh, let's see. Oh man, hey, Nemo asked a sword of truth. He asked him, "Do you still sin?" Hey, EJ, what do you think about Perry, man? What do you think about Perry? He teaches that as long as you believe in Christ, you can go around and do whatever the hell you want. You can be a rainbow and believe in Christ and be saved. You can commit adultery, right? You can murder as long as you believe in Jesus. That's what he teaches. Go ask him. That's what he said. He said it's okay. So what do you think about that? I mean, you should call into one of his streams, man. In fact, I believe he's going live in just a couple of minutes. His YouTube channel is called The Preacher if you want to go check him out. I believe, as I said, I believe he's going live in a couple of minutes from right now. So you could go hop on there with him if you want. Let's see. I'm just trying to read the chat real quick. Oh man. Hey Nemo, man. Hey, look. Well, next time that we're on StreamYard, man, you gotta click the link. Right? You gotta hop on, man. I'm tired of guys, always talking smack. But then when we give them the opportunity to click the link and come on like a man, nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to click that link. In fact, DJ Spin said that he's scared of the link, right? That brother's cool, right? So I'm just messing around with him, because he said it next time he'd come on. But other guys out there, you know, um, I don't know why they're scared, to click the link. Hey, Shalom, after the fellowship, Shalom. Shalom to Alexander. Shalom to Babylon. And anyone else I missed, Shalom. Um, let's see. Yeah, Minagal said Perry is a damn devil demon. Right, Perry is a damn devil demon. Right, that guy, Perry got to be smoking Crackula, man. Is what he got to be smoking. As I said, out of my years of watching these characters on the internet, it never gets old. With the philosophies that come in, year out. However, I can clearly say without a shadow of a doubt that that late 2021 and early 2022, which is where we're at right now, I've never seen it as bad as what we're seeing right now. Back in 2020, you didn't see people running around saying that, the New Testament's totally fake. You had one or two people saying that, but, now it's like in the thousands. You know what I'm saying? So, people have definitely gotten worse, over the past, 2 years or whatever. Oh, that's cool, EJ. Well, thanks for stopping by, man. Right, so thanks for stopping by, DJ. Not DJ, excuse me. I meant EJ. Well, we'll bring you on, man. Because we look forward to having a debate with you about the skibbies. Because real quick, EJ, if you're still here, what is hell in the scriptures? Do you believe that people are burning there right now, or is that what is that according to your understanding? Because you teach the mainstream Christianity, but more hardcore as far as teaching people to obey the laws, right? So is what we would call a vigilant Christian, right? You're what we would call a vigilant Christian, right? A little inside joke. Luke knows what I'm talking about. Let me see. Hold on a second. Let me respond to this. Nemo said, he said, ETT, why should someone spend precious time chatting with you? Is wise, since you openly admit that you still sin, and thus Satan is your daddy. Well, here's the problem, Nemo, is don't you still sin too? Don't you still sin too, man? And if you say you're not, well, what are you clearly going off? Because the scriptures say a righteous man falls 7 times a day. Now, what does it mean by he falls 7 times a day? That means that he messes up and goes off. But it says, well, he gets back up again, right? So you fall, as in what? You sin, but you get back up again, right? And you keep moving forward from that. But the point is that a righteous person still goes off, right? And even Paul spoke about this in Romans, the 7th chapter, right? He said, the things that my flesh does, It's not me myself who does it, but rather the sin that dwells within my, my physical body, right? So he still sinned. His physical body still sinned when his spirit was still in it, right? So if Paul still had sin and you don't, doesn't that put you yourself above Paul then? And look at the works that Paul has. Yeah, yeah, mine a golf. As I said, I think Raphael is very sincere, but he's just sincerely wrong, as Apostle Dahar would say. Right, the brother is very sincere with his reasoning, but he's going off. That's all I can say. And I'm not saying that to hate on the brother. I'm not saying that to hate on him. I'm just saying that we're gonna have to disagree on his viewpoint on that subject matter. Hey Nemo, are you a preterist by any chance? In fact, do you even know what that word means? If you don't mind me asking. Oh yeah, that rebel. That's crazy, man. That's uh, that's crazy. Let me read the latter part of his comment here. One ministry I listen to says the day of the Lord won't happen until the next 50 to 100 years. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's unbelievable. I mean, you see how bad things are now, so I don't even want to think about that. Well, 50 years, hell, I'll be dead in 50 years, so I wouldn't have to worry about, the great tribulation then, going by that. But and I think almost all of us on this chat would be within 50 years, right? So even if that's true, they're saying that it's pretty much the next generation. So it's crazy, man. Let me see. Yeah, I'll give Raphael credit. He goes off, but he's a skilled debater. Same thing with Sakari and Amperi as well, right? Even Primal Man, right? They can be skilled debaters, you know, um, but that doesn't mean their point's valid. Like I'll give an example: atheists can be good debaters on why they trash creationism. They can be a skilled debater. That doesn't mean they're right with what they're saying, but they can be skilled, in the way that they try to refute, the religious teaching, such as by evolutionary, science or whatever like that. They can, be smart with how they present their information, but that doesn't mean that the information is true. For an example, somebody can get all deep like what's this character? Oh shit, what's this guy's name? Oh, Eddie Bravo, right? Eddie Bravo. I was listening to him having a chat with Joe Rogan, and he was mentioning, how he would sit there and watch all of these space documentaries. He wanted to, be the deepest, one around who knows the most, about space, the planets. He can pretty much answer any question you have about outer space, but he would try to be the deepest one around, right? The most skilled debater on that subject matter, but then we find out that all of that was fake, right? And even he admitted that. Then we've come to find out that all of that was just nonsense. It was all BS, right? So he could still be a skilled debater with it, but as the facts came out, we found out that the information that he was using was false. And even he acknowledged that. Damn, EJ used that Will Smith slogan. Inside joke. Shout out to someone whoever sees that comment there. I'm not gonna read it. But you'll get that joke if you see it. Uh, let's see. Wait a second. What is your question, Alexander? You said nobody knows. Well, what does nobody know? What do you mean by that? Did I miss your comment, or what do you mean by nobody knows? Let me see just real quick. Yeah, Alexander, I agree with you on that. Yeah, nobody knows when Christ is gonna return. That is true. I agree with you. Um, I agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that. But with that being said, we can tell that it's near by signs that we see. I'll quote one of my personal favorite scriptures. What is that? Second Ezra's the ninth chapter. When there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then you will understand that this is the last times, right? This is the times when the Most High will begin to visit the world that He made, right? So we can know that the event of Christ returning is near, but can you say it's going to be this date, that month, that year? No, you can't say that because nobody knows. It would be a foolish thing to do that, right? And we have people all over the internet, putting out dates, saying this month or this year or that day, Christ is going to return, or as they say, the rapture is going to happen. They've been saying that all the way back since I first started to watch him, man. 8 years ago. So that's nothing new. They try to do that to get some attention, like this guy talking about this Jurassic Liars talking about Trump and Elvis, right? He's just doing that to get some views and popularity. But then when it don't happen, he'll be like, oh, well, next year it's gonna happen. And then when next year comes and it don't happen, he'll be like, oh, well, it's next year. And that's what they do every year. That's what these guys do every time. Yeah, Luke. It is too much drama, going on. But that's what people like, right? People like that. That's why that you have this guy. What's this guy's name? Keemstar, right? His channel is called Drama Alert, right? And he has a lot of subscribers because people like the drama, right? That's what gets attention and popularity and views, right? That's what gets the clicks is videos, of arguments or whatever, right? Of drama. That's why when Sakari does videos, when they put a title on there to catch the eye, such as, I couldn't think of an example, but they'll put up a title and thumbnail to their street teaching videos of when they get into arguments with people. So people will click the video to hear the drama that takes place, right? The arguments that take place, which is entertaining. Let's see. Hey, look, Alexio, tell Primal Man and Gonzo to join us the next time we do a live stream on StreamYard. Right, next time we're live on StreamYard, tell Gonzo and Primal Man to click the link, right, to come up here, saying that Christ already returned in 70 AD. How the hell can you prove that? Realistically speaking, how the hell can you prove it? Did you just read that online, or like, how do you come to that conclusion? Yeah, yeah, drama tube. That's what they should have called. That's what they should have called YouTube. Let's see. Do any of you remember this app called It was called Live Me. Do any of you remember that? It was an app called Live Me. I'm talking back in like 2015, 2016. This app was out, but I used to use that to to stream on. So what I would do is I would do dual streams. I would stream live on YouTube, and then I would have it set up with me as well on Live Me, right? So you can get people listening on both of those apps. I'm not even sure if that app is even around anymore today. I wouldn't be sure on that. But that was cool back in the day, man. Using that years ago. That was a cool app back then, for live streaming. Uh let's see. Yeah, that's true, Alexander. That's true. However, there's many other reasons on why, now in this time, that we can say with a surety that we must be in the generation that Christ is going to return. There's many reasons on why we now know that compared to generations that lived, say, 300 or 400 years ago. Because it's true that even back when the apostles were on the scene, they thought that Christ was going to return, back when they were alive 2,000 years ago. They thought Christ was going to return back then, and bring his empire, right, his kingdom upon the earth. They thought that, but they didn't understand because it wasn't for them to know at that time, this was speaking about far, into the future. Here we are 2,000 years later, and it's talking about the time we're in now. And there's plenty of reasons to prove that. Plenty of reasons, but I have to ask you though, Alexander, you don't believe that we're living in the last times? If you don't believe that, you can give your reasoning on why you have that supposition. Or may I say position. Used to use big words. Let me see. I'm just trying to get caught up on the chat real quick. So just bear with me. Hey, well, Nemo, man. Hey, look. You know, Nemo, why are you being a keyboard warrior, man? Even Perry told you, I remember, even Perry told you, Nemo, to click the link, and you couldn't do it. So what's up with you being a keyboard warrior, man? Right? Go grow some balls and click the link. Why are you afraid to do that? Come on, man. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. Oh man. I'm not even gonna read that. Just a damn joke, man. Just a damn joke. Um, but realistically speaking, though, right? Talking about the vigilant Christian Mario. Did you guys know that my friend Rock Economy used to do live streams with TVC Mario? In fact, if you want to watch that, you can just ask me for a link down below. I have one of them saved because the other ones are not available anymore, but there is one of them that's still online. If anyone would like to watch that video, you can ask down below. But yeah, my buddy Rock, he used to do streams with TVC Mario. And the reason I bring Mario up is because this character these guys are talking about in the chat, that he now runs Mario's channel, right? It's called, what is it, Warriors for Christ now, I believe it's called. But 5 years ago or whatever, it used to be called the Vigilant Christian Mario. But then he gifted the channel now, so now they call it the Warriors for Christ or something along those lines, right? Some of you might not have knew that, but I think that's a little history on it of how that channel. He only got like 50,000 subscribers, but he used to Mario used to be the number one Christian YouTuber on YouTube. He had like 500,000 subscribers and stuff like that. So he didn't know the scriptures. He couldn't really break down the scriptures correctly, of course. But he was popular as far as people watching his content. Alexander said, I believe we are seeing the birth pains of the end times, but it would not surprise me if Christ did not come back for 500 years or longer. Damn, 500 years, man? 500 years in the future. Well, I got a question for you, man. If you see the state of the world, right now you see how unlivable it is right now. So what would this place look like in 500 years? Think about how many generations can fit into 500 years. Think about that. Well, I can't do the math on it, but that's a hell of a lot of generations in 500 years, man. So that's crazy right there. Hey, you're open. Hey, look, if you want to believe that, you believe that. That's your personal opinion, but that doesn't make sense. Let's see. Let me see. I'm just trying to read the chat real quick, so excuse me if I'm quiet for a moment. I'm just trying to get called up. There's so much comments coming in, it's not easy to keep up with everything. Yeah, mining golf. If we're talking about 500 years from now, so let's see. Oh shit, what is that? 500 years from now, so we're talking about 2,522. That would be 500 years in the future. So by 2,522, that's when Christ is going to return, according to the brother here in the chat. I mean, if that's true, if this place is going on for even 100 more years, man, just think about how bugged out these people are going to be in 500 years. You already have people walking around out here that you can't tell what gender they actually are. Because there are stories that coming out, man, about this guy who was married this woman, right? This person looked like a beautiful woman, and it turned out that she actually was a man, right? So she went through surgery to transform herself. Think about that. They're getting so good now with how they can alter these people, right? To change them. The word to use, I can't say it here. That you don't even know if you're talking to a female or not. these days. You don't even know. Think about how crazy that is. They weren't doing this in Noah's time. They didn't have the technology to do that back then. Did you have rainbows back then? Yeah, you had, people doing that back then. That's true. But they didn't have the technology back then to change, supposedly change a man into a woman. They couldn't do that back then. They can do that now, though. So, I mean, just absolute madness, man. 500 years? Yeah, that's bugging. That's bugging out. And I fault that, mine of golf, I fault that the guys who said 15 years in the future were bad. But 500? I mean, Jesus, man, even emotes are snoring at this point. I mean, damn, that's not even funny. Let me see. He asked, do you really think America today is worse versus the Dark Ages or Roman rule? And the answer is yes, America is worse than any time in the Roman Empire. The answer would be yes. Let me see real quick. Alexander, what is Christ going to return with? Right, let alone if you're saying it could happen in 500 years, let that alone, right? Well, that's another subject. But when he returns, like how are you going to know that it's Christ that's returning? Is my question to you. Like, how exactly would you know personally that it's Christ? Right? What does he look like? What is he coming in? Those are a couple valid arguments, or may I say statements, that we got to ask. And enough about this rich guy or whatever his name is, Warriors for Christ. I mean, come on, guys, move on to a different subject matter. You guys been arguing about him for 15 minutes now. I mean, come on, leave that guy alone, man. I'm not. Hey, look, I'm not involved in any of that. I'm not picking no sides. With EJ going against Rich, I don't know Rich. I don't watch his content. I don't even know who the hell the guy is, other than that he now runs a TVC Mario's page. That's all I know about the guy. You're welcome. Anyone's welcome to have their own viewpoint on it. But if you ask me, I don't know who the hell that is, other than he runs Mario's channel. I don't watch his stuff. But this isn't the place to be arguing about that. Let me see. Let me see real quick. Alexia, what do you mean by that, man? Nah, you're good, mind of golf. Don't do that. I like to let everyone chat. Everyone's welcome to run their mouth in the comments. Everyone's welcome to have their freedom of speech. Over here, I always like to keep it open and friendly like that. I'm just saying, it's like, damn, change the subject matter. I mean, come on. I mean, hell, we don't even ask about the UFOs for that long. So, I mean, damn, man. It's all right. Do I have an opinion on? Oh well, I haven't I have not read that. I do know what it is. Like I've heard the name many times before. I know it's like a religious text, right? But I haven't read that. I'm not I personally am not concerned with reading those type of books. Like say for an example, I wouldn't read the the Quran or any of that. I personally don't have the time nor the energy, to sit there and read those. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so many other good reads. You know what I'm saying? I found the book I'm staying with. The scriptures are the book that we go by. These other religious books out here, they belong in the trash. Is where those other religious books belong, man. Hell, maybe Polite should take some of those religious books to the range, man. Like what he did last time, which he was going off last time. But these other, false religions out here, he should take those books with him to the range is what he should do. Those are some bullshit right there. Pure nonsense. No, no, Nemo. I have not read that book either. However, I did hear of that before. Somebody quoted that. Somebody made a reference to that on a handful of streams. The Book of Thomas, or the Gospel of Thomas. I've heard about that before. Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Luke. The atheism is garbage. You're right on that. But the thing that gets me, the most ironic thing for me, is you have guys running around here who they claim to believe in the flat Earth, right? But then in the same breath they'll say they're an atheist. It's like how the hell can you believe that the Earth is a flat plane, but yet you don't believe that there's a God behind it? It's just unbelievable. EJ, what do you mean by $5, man? What are you offering me another power washing job? Just messing with you. Which hey, look, man, if I was down in Atlanta, I would have took your offer, man. I would have took your job offer for power washing. Because I used to do that. So if I lived in the Atlanta, I would have taken that offer, man. And once again, thank you for the offer. That you offered me last year. I appreciate the offer. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on a second. Hindu. I believe Mina Golf was that, if I'm not mistaken. He can correct me. Um, he can correct me on that, but I believe that's what the Mina Golf. That's the religion he was brought up with. He can confirm that in the chat though. But I believe they believe that there's like multiple different gods, right? Alexander asked me, and I'm teacher, what's belief, domination, non-denomination, or what? I believe he's asking me, what is my denomination? I think he spelled it wrong, but I respond and say that I'm not of any particular denomination. I would say that I would consider myself to be a BHI, but I would consider myself to be a Hebrew Israelite, based off of my research. However, if you want to call yourself a Christian, by the definition of the word, you can do that because a Christian just means a follower of the Messiah, right? So, yeah, we are Christians because we follow who the world ignorantly calls Christ. But we're not like the modern day Christian churches. We don't subscribe to their same teachings just because, you might call yourself a follower of the Christ. Just to clarify, just like, Catholics, Seventh-day Adventists, um, all the other denominations out there, they all will call themselves a Christian, right? But they all teach different things. So, yeah, we can call ourselves a Christian because the definition of the word Christian just means a Christ follower. So we do follow who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yeah, so we could call yourself a Christian. There's nothing wrong with that. But with that being said, um, you have to give the distinction that you don't follow these other, mainstream Christian views. So if someone asked me, am I a Christian? I'd say, oh, yeah, I believe in Christ, right? I believe in who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Um, but I don't have the same viewpoints that Catholics do, just as Catholics don't have the same viewpoints that a Seventh-day Adventist does, right? It's funny because I remember a couple of years ago, I was um I was having a conversation with somebody. I'm not going to get into the whole story, but they were asking me something about the scriptures. I was like, oh yeah, I believe in the scriptures, right? I believe in the Bible, but then I said I wouldn't consider myself, to be like one of these mainstream, Christians. And then they were like, oh, well, that doesn't make any sense, right? That doesn't make any sense. How could you believe in the Bible but yet say you're not a mainstream Christian? That doesn't make any sense. And I'm thinking to myself, well, wait a second, though. Wait a second. What about the Jewish people? They believe in the scriptures, but they wouldn't call themselves a Christian, right? So, I mean, that just doesn't make logical sense right there. Maybe they didn't think about that. Hey, shalom to Manny in the chat. Shalom. Yeah, I agree with you, EJ, that yeah, it's the love of money that's the root of all evil, but money itself is not wicked. I do agree with you on that. So it's not money itself that is evil. It's the as the scriptures say, the love of money, right? So I agree with him on that. That money itself isn't wicked. We all have to have money. Even Christ dealt with money in what is that? Matthew, I want to say the 17th chapter, if not mistaken. All right, that you needed to use, currency in order to gain access to enter into a city. But that's another story. Let's see. Yeah, Alexio, we don't do that around here, man. We don't we're not out here asking for donations. We've had people in the past offer to give money. I personally didn't take it, because I don't even have a bank account or none of that. So even if I was to take their donation, I couldn't even get it, you know. But we're not out here to make money to begin with, though. All right, we're not out here, for donations or whatnot. That's not what we're out here trying to get. Now, if someone offers a donation and you take it, there's nothing wrong with that. Just to clarify, so even with Jay having his Patreon page, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'll encourage you to go donate to Jay's, Sacramento Truth Movement's Patreon. Right? Go ahead and give the brother, a little donation. He could use it. There's nothing wrong with that. But we're not out here saying that you have to do that, nor that you even should do that. We're just saying, hey, if you want to give a donation, hey, that's cool. You can do that. We'll take it. But we're not out here, like these churches are doing, thanks for $5, but next time let's do 10, right? Thanks for the $10 donation, but next time let's do 20. That's what one of them did one time, man. You know, we're not out here doing that. Um, let's see. Uh, let me see. Yeah, yeah. Moneygall said New Testament is happening now, but it's fake according to Pop's son Mike, right? That brother, the one with the bunny ear icon, he's on there saying the New Testament is BS, right? That it's all fake. It's like, how the hell can you tell me that it's all fake if we see what's written in the New Testament taking place right now? That doesn't make no logical sense. That's what you call an illogical fallacy. Look that word up. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. ETT, Bible Defender, and Minor Golf. Yeah, we give out spiritual KOs for free. Yeah, that's what we do around here, man. We'll give when we go live on StreamYards, we open the panel. Anyone that has beef, as Sakari would say, click that link. Right? Click that link, come hop on, and you have the floor to convince us of whatever you want to have a discussion with. You want to come on saying that Jesus is God himself, you come show it then. You want to say that Christ already returned, hey, you come show the proof of it. You want to say that aliens are in these UFOs, and it's all fake or whatever, you come prove that. You want to say we're living in a new covenant today, you come prove it. All right, so you want to say that Jesus is not a black man, you come prove it. So just a couple examples. Anyone that holds that position, hey, you got to click the link. Hey, hello to Jessica. Welcome to the show. Yeah, the screen is supposed to be black, Jessica. The screen is supposed to be black. I can put on my picture so you can see me live, but I ain't doing that right now. I need to I need a haircut, just to be honest. But but yeah, it's normal for it to be black. It's supposed to be. Um, can't Jessica? You got to read the title of the screen. And it's funny because any other time you wouldn't come on here. Isn't that ironic? The one time that I'm not on the StreamYard, Jessica wants to come on, but the 10 times that I am on StreamYard and have the ability to host other people on the show, she doesn't want to come on. Isn't that ironic how that works out? Or the same thing with DJ Spin. For the 100 times that he watched us while we're live on StreamYard, he can't come on. But the one time I'm streaming from YouTube where I don't have the opportunity to let other people join, then that's the one time that he does want to join. Isn't that ironic? It's like, how the hell does that happen? You know what I'm saying? Unbelievable. Um, let's see. Jessica, you missed it. Mina Golf was just live like 2 hours ago. You missed it. Yeah, yeah. This is that's right, right. This is the home of the KO over here, man. You can't get deeper. There's no deeper other platform that exists on the internet other than over here on ETT's channel, right? Or the Mina Golf's channel. And if Bible Defender makes, StreamYard account, then on his channel too. When we go live, that's about as deep as you can go. Because, hey, look, we're not saying we have all the answers for every question someone's going to ask. We'll say that. We're not saying that we have 100% truth. We ain't going to have that till we're in the kingdom, right? When we have the laws, statutes, and commandments written on our hearts. Then we'll know all the answers that we need to know. But as of now, you know, we've never had anyone come on and confound us with what we're saying. As far as, major subject matters, containing to salvation. There's never been anyone that could come onto the show and disprove what we're saying. The best contenders we've had would be the tried and refined group. They come in hordes. You may as well call those guys a demon horde, is what you may as well call those guys. Right? A damn devil demon horde. When they come over with 6 or 7 people at one time to try to argue. You know what I'm saying? So hey, they hunt in groups, right? They hunt in packs. Just like a wild animal would do. Let's see. Let me just grab a drink real quick. Let's check the audio. Yeah, Alexio, I know Mimsy's channel. I seen some of her stuff on there. I don't really have time to watch what they're talking about, but I am subscribed to her page, yeah. There's so many videos coming in. I quoted this before, that on the watch later playlist I literally have 5,000 videos on it. That's the maximum capacity that you're able to hold on the playlist, right? So I literally have it completely full, so I can't get around to watching everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially these streams that are usually 5-6 hours long, 4 hours long. I watch what I can, when I can, but it gets to be too much sometimes. Even being unemployed, I still can't keep up with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Yeah, Raphael. Raphael's a cool guy, man. But yeah, he gotta calm down. That brother gotta take a chill pill. Coming on, saying that for a fact that this brother over here is a heathen. It's like, how the hell do you know if the same elders that you believe in, right, Great Millstone, they even teach that some Israelites will look like other nations. So, but going by that logic, how can you just jump on and say that Minor Golf is a heathen if even by the doctrine it says that people who look like him from the same nationality as him can also be Israelites? Right? So how the hell do you know just by looking at his profile picture if you never had a friendly conversation with him, because you're coming on the first time that you're seeing him, and trying to condemn him? It's just you got to hear him out, man. You can't be you got to try the spirit. That's all you got to say. You have to try their spirit, man. The scriptures tell you in what is that, Daniel, the 12th chapter, that the wicked would do wickedly and none of the wicked would understand, right? So if we can understand what we're reading, well, that gives us a good contender for being of the elect then, right? Where yeah, I seen that Elixio. Yeah, I was the one who came up with that slogan, right? The skibbies or the skip cheese. Um, let's see. Well, Jessica, when you go live on YouTube, this is just for your in case you didn't know, because you probably don't go live anyway. But if you do stream on YouTube, you have an option for enabling your camera, or you can turn it the other way. But you see what I did is on the back of my camera, the one that faces the floor, I have something put over that, which, to be honest with you, since I don't have a phone case on this phone, what I did is I took a piece of, I took some electrical tape and oh shit, what the hell is this thing? A wet pad, I believe it's called, or the wet wipes, the ones that are in the plastic container. So I just taped it to the phone to cover the camera. Why did I pick those two things to use? Well, that's all they had, available for me. Well, I had to quickly think of grabbing something to put on it, because I don't want to show the ground. And I don't want to show my face at the moment. So, I had to improvise. In fact, there's this one guy, I believe his channel was called Survival on Purpose, if I'm not mistaken. Um, his famous statement, he says, is, hey, you got to improvise to survive, right? You got to improvise to survive. That's what you got to do, right? Just to give him a little shout out. I was watching one of his things earlier. Let's see. Oh man, hey, as I said, Nemo, are you a member of the denomination called Perryism? Would you consider yourself to be of the denomination of Christianity called Perryism? Just a little question for you. And fun fact, by the way, because some of you guys might not have knew this, but YouTube, going back a couple of years, you only had to have 100 subscribers in order to do a live stream. Let me just grab some water real quick. Yeah, so I remember what I used to do is I used to go live with Rock Upon Him, or with the Vigilant Christian, or with excuse me, or with this one brother out there. His name was the Vigilant Soldier. So it's confusing. Sometimes I get their names mixed up because three of them have a very similar name, right? The Vigilant Christian, the Vigilant Soldier, and the Loving Christian, right? Very similar names they all got. So sometimes I get confused with who I'm talking about. But yeah, I used to do streams with them back in the day. The Vigilant Soldier, I don't know where the hell he's at anymore. I talked to him 2 years ago on the phone. Last time I talked to him, he was off at the college or something like that. But I don't know where the hell he went. I try to call him, and it don't pick up. So I don't know what the hell he's doing. Rock Upon Him, I seen him last 2 years ago. We met up in real life to have that discussion, which, as I said, man, Rock is a cool guy. I try to contact him. He doesn't answer the phone for whatever reason. You can't message him on YouTube because he doesn't respond. So I asked my buddy Mark, because he's good friends with him. In fact, he still has sleepovers with Rock Upon Him. He goes and stays at his house for a couple days at a time. Right? Even though he's like, 20 years old now, he still goes and stays over with Rock Upon Him at his house sometimes. Um, so I asked him, well, how's Rock doing? Have you talked to him lately? The last time he told me, he was working at, Pizza Hut or something like that. So that's, a life update, as far as what all of them are up to. As far as the Loving Christian, I believe he doesn't believe in the scriptures anymore. He still does videos on his page almost every day now. He still does videos every day. And I recently talked to him very recently, like a couple of weeks ago. I talked with him over the Gmail. I was talking to him. He's a cool guy, but they all go off on certain things. Let's see. Oh yeah, and Ridge Napper. Right, Ridge. Me and him go back a good 6 years as well. Because it all started off with I myself, the Vigilant Soldier, Rock Upon Him, and the loving Christian, right? And then Ridge was there as well. And then I've only known Mina Golf for maybe 4 years, just about. At least 3.5 to 4 years I've known the mind of golf for. Then everyone else on here, much less than that. Other than EJ Love. I've known EJ for a good 4 years at least. I've known him. Let's see, am I missing anyone else? I don't believe so. Let's see. Hey, Shalom Galapagos and TX DAP. Yeah, you too, Luke. I've known you for a long while as well. But you came over from Rock Eponymous page, right? Oh yeah, but going back to the story I was saying is back in 2016 and 17 I used to do live streams with Rock Upon Him, the Vigilant Soldier, and the Loving Christian, right? But Rock Upon Him, we all used to go live on his channel, man. He almost had 8,000 subscribers on this page. He had like 7,500 subscribers. So when we go live, we usually had like 60 or 70 people who would listen in live, when we're having a conversation. And I remember that, man. It's funny because it feels like it was yesterday, but it was so many years ago. Isn't that funny? It feels like it was yesterday, but it was a long time ago. It's funny how time flies, isn't it? I remember I remember being 10 years old, right? I remember being 10 years old at my at field day, right? I remember that. And the stories that come along with that as well. But it's crazy, man. It feels like it was yesterday. And here it is. I'm about 20 years old now. It's crazy how time flies, man. Isn't it? It's crazy. And even younger than that. I still have memories from when I was maybe 6 years old. Maybe even less than that. That I can still remember now. It's as I said, it's crazy how fast the time goes, man. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Yeah, what's up, TX DAP? Yeah, I agree with you, man. He said, enjoy the good times while they last. Yeah, man. Which unfortunately for me, I didn't have too many good times. There was always, unfortunate circumstances, because I've always lived in a difficult position of poverty. There's never enough money to do anything, so unfortunately for me, I don't have very good memories of too much. I had a pretty boring, upbringing, for lack of better words. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I wish it could have been better, but hey, just like, I was listening to this one song, man. I forget the name of it, but it was a lyric in the song. It goes, you got to make the most out of all your time, because you never know when it could all be gone. What you got here today, it could all be gone tomorrow in this world full of all this sorrow. I like that. I like that little rhyme there. And that's a good idea to live by, man. And that's the truth. You never know when, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow, man. And that's even in the scriptures. The scriptures even tell you don't think upon tomorrow because you don't know what a day can bring. So there's 450 people over in Africa, who got killed in that flood recently. Hell, they didn't know that tomorrow was going to be their last day. None of those people knew that. So that's a scary thought, man. Right? Matthew 10:28. Don't fear the man that can just destroy the body and not the soul, but rather fear him that can destroy both the body and the soul in hell. And where's hell? We're in hell. The earth is the physical realm where judgment takes place, according to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 16, among other precepts as well. Let's see. No, Alexio. If I do get employed, which realistically I'm not looking to work right now, based on many circumstances. Um, especially the fact that, the time we're in right now. But if I do, then no, I wouldn't stop YouTube because 2 years ago I was working, right? I was working 2 years ago. When I told the story before, I actually got my first job working at the community that I grew up in. I told that story before. Maybe I can comment on it again, but it's ironic, isn't it? It's just ironic how things turn out sometimes. Oftentimes it's for the worse, but sometimes good things can happen too. Um, but it's just ironic how things sometimes turn out. Uh, let's see. Nah, I haven't seen that, Alexio. Yeah, yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you on that. You know, but um, but yeah, could we be of the elect? Yeah, sure. All seven of us here, all of us could be, but we don't know, right? Nobody knows, but that's something that we'll all soon find out, but you don't know as of today. So guys going around saying that they know for 100% that they're of God's elect. It's like, how the hell do you know? Now you could be, but how could you know that? You as a mortal man, how could you know? Right? And the answer is you can't. The scriptures say many have been called, but only a few can be chosen, right? So there's many people who have been called into, this knowledge that we possess, but only a handful of people will actually be chosen to be of that elect number. So, you can't know who the hell that is. There's no way to figure that out. Uh, let's see. Uh, Bear with me for a moment. And I was saying before, man, that years past, were bad financially too, man. But I would I take going back to those years and how I was living back then compared to now anytime, man. As I said, it's been bad. I had a rough upbringing too, always living in poverty and whatnot. Never had it easy, but I'd go back there and relive that anytime compared to now, man. You know, um, it's a sad story, but that's unfortunately what it is. It's very unfortunate circumstances, but that's how you got to look at things sometimes. It's unfortunate, but I mean, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. 2 years ago, I invested $600 into silver. Right, I invested $600 into silver. I got that laying around. I believe it's worth a little bit less because I paid $30 each ounce for the silver. So the last time I looked, I believe it's like 27 an ounce, which it went down to like 22 a couple months ago, but it went up to 27 now. Um, but it's like shit. Maybe I should not have purchased that. Because you know, it's crazy how fast that money dwindles, man. It really is. Now, I remember having $6,000, $7,000, that I had, put to the side for myself, so I could use that for whatever I needed. And now as it stands, I got less than $20 left to my name, so it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate. Um, I don't, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very sad and unfortunate story. You know what I'm saying? It's very sad, but I don't know what else to say. You just gotta go along with it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Let me see. Oh shit, Hungry Howie's. Oh man, yeah, the Hungry Howie's. I love that pizza, man. I like the. I was a fan of the Hungry Howie's pizza, man. In fact, I used to live at this apartment complex down in near Orlando, Florida. I'm not gonna say the place's name, but I used to live in that area, and like literally 10 minutes away from the house, 5 to 10 minutes away from the house, you had Hungry Howie's restaurant, man. Oh, I love that pizza. I love the what is it, the garlic um crust that they got on the pizza, man. Oh man, that's some good stuff there, man. They don't have it up where I'm at now, but yeah, that was some good pizza, man. The Hungry Howie's. Oh, yeah, I hear you, Galapagos. I mean, when I say good year, as I said, I mean, uh, hey, look, there's really no good year, right? But I'm saying I would go back, say, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I would take that any day compared to my circumstances I find myself in now. I would go back any day, any day. I take 6 years ago, 7 years ago, compared to what it is now. And again, those times were hard and bad back then too, right? But this is just overkill. I mean, this is the next level, of all the circumstances. You know, um, as I said, it's unfortunate, but what can you do? Let's see. Uh, no, not at the moment. I'm not. But we'll see what happens in the future. We'll see what happens in the future. But not at this particular moment. I'm not. No. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, I hear you, Galapagos. You see, me, the highest education that I have is like sixth grade. Just keeping it 100 with you, right? If I was to keep it 100, I really didn't go to middle school, neither did I go to high school, right? So the highest education I have is sixth grade. Okay, however, I'll say this, that I have taught myself how to read and, history and stuff like that. I, find out from my own research. I'm not good at writing, right? That's one of my, that's a part that I'm not good at, as, writing. But then again, you have to think about this. In the modern world we live in, who the hell writes anymore? I mean, really, think about that. Who the hell writes anymore? Everything's done by the internet, right? The computer. You just type it on the computer and it puts the text for you. So who the hell writes anymore? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's a good skill to have because it is, learning how to write and, in cursive as well. But in the modern world we have, it's so advanced you really don't even need that much anymore. Let's see. Hey, well, as I said, um, Manny, I'm happy. I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy that you're doing well. You know, um, I'm happy for you, man. You know, um, that's a good thing, right? I'm happy that you're doing well. That's a good thing. I'm happy for you, man. Yeah, a couple people. Like I'll give an example. At the start of this thing, you know, um, there was groups of people. What they would do is they go out and purchase all of the cleaning supplies, such as TP, hand sanitizer, cleaning products, masks, right? Face diapers, as mine or golf will call them. And what they would do is they'll buy them for cheap when all this first started, and they would sell it for 5 times, past its value. So you had people spending $70,000 on, products, making over 100,000 back on the same products, just by selling them back. In fact, it got so bad that the apps I used to use to sell things on, such as OfferUp or Letgo, well, that would be my what do they call them? The side hustle, so to speak. I would sell things on the side, apart from my job, to try to make a couple extra cash on the side. Um, but what they did is they banned the selling of like cleaning products and stuff like that. They banned that because they saw people were getting taken advantage over, on the thing. Not saying I was doing that on there, but I'm just saying that, there's people on there who were trying to sell those things, so they banned those items. You're not able to sell them. Just like the same thing with animals and stuff like that. You can't sell on that particular platform. Well, you see, Alexander, you see the point behind that is right now, why would you do that if, for those of us in the truth, we see the MOB is literally here, right? You know the prophecy, no man could buy or sell except he that had it, right? So what would be the point of wasting time to learn all these skills to get a high paying job if eventually in the very near future, could be next year maybe, who knows, in order to keep that high paying salary that you have and keep your status that you build up for yourself, you got to take the MO. And then second, we're coming into World War III here, it looks like in the news. Right, World War is getting ready to pop off any day, and guys are on here trying to talk about, getting a high paying, job, right? Or trying to get skills so you can build yourself up a better future here in Babylon the Great. That's just that's a waste right there, man. Let me see. Yeah, Alexio said you have a high verbal IQ. Yeah, and you see the weird thing about it is is back in school, I didn't really have many friends, but I used to be like what's the word I could use? I was antisocial and I still am today, but I'm antisocial. However, at times, you can learn to bypass that, such as I'm fine with talking over the internet with people I know, that's fine. But with like people I don't know, I'm not very social, right? So I didn't really have many friends back in school. I had maybe 6 or 7 over the years, um, but not very many. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let me see real quick. I just read in the chat real quick. Alexander asked, "How old am I?" I'm 19 years old. Bear with me for just a second. I've been, as I said, I've been teaching on here since I was 14. I've been using this platform, but I've been in the know, right? I've knew a little bit since I was 12 years old. Which, by the way, you become a man at 12 years old, by the way, according to the scriptures in human biology. It's not 20 years old like what Sakari teaches. No, that ain't true. That's one reason I have to, take credit away from Sakari, man, because those guys are on there saying that you're not a man until you're 20. And they can't prove that. You can't show that in the scriptures. Where the hell does it say that in the scriptures? You can't go to Numbers 1, which that's a whole nother topic there, so I'm not going to get off onto that here. We've already broken that down in the past. Let me see. Yeah, Sakari's bugged out, man. You're right. They're going way the hell off. Sakari teaches that the elect in the kingdom of heaven, Sakari says the elect are going to die after 1,000 years, but then they're going to be born back again. It's like, wait a second. They call it lifespans in the kingdom. So they're saying that the elect have 1,000-year lifespans in the kingdom of heaven. Then they die and they're reincarnated again. That's what they teach, which is pure nonsense because Christ said that you would receive everlasting life. When you receive your new body, right? When you receive that glorified body, during the resurrection, right? You're not going to be able to die anymore. So what does Zechariah mean by saying that the elect live 1,000-year lifespans in Christ's kingdom, but then they die, but they're reborn again, by reincarnation, right, into another body? I mean, that's clearly going off, way the hell off, saying that in the kingdom of heaven, the elect are going to die. That's just not logical. Bear with me a second. Let me just call up on the chat. Uh, also, he asked, "Did you ever see the video of the woman fighting over toilet paper?" Yeah, I seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about. That happened a couple of times, man. That happened a whole lot of times. Not just one incident of people fighting over those toilet papers, man. It's like, damn. Um, it's crazy. It's crazy. But think about this though: if people are fighting each other over toiletries, what the hell are these people gonna do when there's no food on the shelves anymore? Now that's a scary fall right there, man. Now that's what makes me, want to, get food and put it away so that when things do break down in this society, hell, I don't have to go out and or fight at the store over a can of, peas or, a carton of eggs or, a gallon of milk. I won't have to go get in a fist fight over those things because I already have a little stockpile in the closet. So I'm set for the next couple of weeks, until they can, bring in the supply again or whatever. I ain't looking to get into no fist fight over milk, or a carton of eggs. Hey, if you want to, you be my guest, but I think I'm gonna put some stuff away, so that when things do go bad, I got a little bit in reserve that I can eat at home. Let me just read this real quick. Yeah, I understand that, Alexander. Right, that's a good point. We're not saying that we're not saying that you shouldn't be going around, working. Right? If you can, if you have an opportunity to better your circumstances, then go do it. That's fine. Right? That's a good thing to do. Right? If you can do that, if you have the opportunity, take the opportunity. Excuse the background noise I have next to a highway here. Um, but yeah, if you got an opportunity to do that, do it. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But we have to understand the times that we're in now. That we're in the time. And hey, look, if you can't see it, then you can't see it, right? But we're in the time of the MOB, man. So if you do get a high paying job, are you going to be able to put that to the side and say no to it, you know, or are you going to fold in and take that MO? Because if you do take that MO, you can't be saved from taking that. There ain't no repentance from taking that. So that's a serious thing, man. Because a lot of guys are doing all right in this kingdom, who even believe, or some believers have money, right? So even guys who have money in this thing, even some of them are gonna have a hard time, man. They might take that mark, so they don't have to give up that lifestyle they're used to living. Yeah, and we're not looking to at least those of us that come around here, we're not looking to have children, man. We're not looking to raise a family over here. Now, I'm not saying if you do have a family, there's nothing wrong with that. There's many people in this knowledge who do have children of their own and whatnot. That's fine, But me speaking as myself, and a few people who come around here would agree on, with me on this, such as Minor Golf, Galapagos, uh, Bible Defender, right? At least the three of us or four of us, at least we'll be all in agreement that hey, look, we're not trying to chase after a woman. We're not trying to get multiple wives like what, the one brother is doing on there. Not saying that's going off, not saying that's a sin to do, because it's not. Um, but we're not in the time where we should be chasing after all that right now. Why? Because, think about how hard it's going to be, um, in those last times. That's why in Matthew 24, which, by the way, this already happened in 70 AD, the part where it speaks about woe to them that have children in those days. Right, pray that your flight be not in the winter. Nearly paraphrasing the text, this says, "Woe to them that have children in those days." That already taken place in 70 A.D. So I would agree with Primal Man on that. That did already happen. However, though, with that being said, we can still say the same for the end times. That having children is going to make it worse for you in these times. It's better to go solo, man. And especially living on a 10, even $15 an hour wage. How the hell can you support a family of four off of that type of wage? You can't do it. You just can't do it. You're living on an unlivable wage, man. Hell, you can't even feed yourself on that. Unless you're living that van life, then maybe you can. Which isn't a bad idea, by the way. I was thinking about, which I don't like to drive, right? I ain't looking to drive right now. I'm not looking to do that. But if I do, I would probably purchase a used U-Haul truck, and then what you can do is um you can convert it into a living space inside. And it doesn't have to be one of those. It could be something smaller than that. They have other trucks that you could transform into a living space, right, that are smaller than a U-Haul truck. Just giving some options out there, right? Even there's people out there who even sleep inside their vans and whatnot. Right, convert them into little homes in the back of it. You can look that up on YouTube for some ideas of what I'm talking about. But that's not a bad idea, man. Hell, that beats spending, $1,200, $1,600 a month, on a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. You know what I'm saying? Uh, let's see. Yeah, I hear you, Alexander. Um, I hear you, man. Some things that you're saying are valid. But again, you have a different perspective, because you think that Christ is going to return in 500 years. No, but we're talking in like, hell, 3 years from now it would be, the Bible would be skeptical. You'd have to be skeptical to believe in the Bible, if we're still here in 3 years, because the prophecies didn't come to pass, just as it said it would. So that would be skeptical. I mean, right now is the perfect time for these things to take place. So if it doesn't, that doesn't necessarily prove it's not true, but it would be, it would have to be skeptical of it, right? Because we're clearly in the time that it's speaking of, when these things have to take place. So we're just watching it right now. Habakkuk 2 and 2, the vision's yet for a appointed time, but at the end it will speak and it won't lie. Wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Right, so we're in that time now. Let me just read this real quick. Yeah, man, it's it's crazy. It's funny because I always see these people talking about, oh, well, they want to, you know, bring down the middle class or something like that, which is true, right? They don't want there to be a middle class, just want it to be rich and poor. But nobody talks about, what about the poor? If the middle class is being hit hard by the, financial crisis, well, why the hell does nobody talk about the lower class? Like what class I'm in of the society. Why does no one talk about us? If the middle class is doing bad and they're making decent money, what the hell about us? Think about that. If they're devastated, what the hell do you think about us living on $10 an hour? Nobody talks about that for some reason. Of course, somehow that's not on anyone's mind. Right? The average McDonald's worker, that's on no one's mind. Right? Jake suffering, right? God's chosen people, you so called Negroes, that ain't on no one's mind. Ain't nobody care about them. Nobody care about us. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit, man. And we want to see this place brought down. Why? Because that's God's will, is to bring America down, according to the Holy Scriptures. That's not my word. That's what the Scriptures say. So you don't agree with the text. Very simple. Wait a second. What do you mean by that? I don't mind being broke. What do you mean on that? Yeah. I'm pissed off with the circumstances. I'm not okay with being poor. What the hell are you talking about, man? First of all, most of us that come around here, we know each other. We go back months, if not years, of our conversations with one another, man. This is the second time we're seeing you on here. So who the hell are you to tell us what we feel or whatnot, man? I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just asking by logic, how could you make such a statement? That seems like that's an illogical statement. Someone said America is not mentioned in the Bible. Well, what do you mean on that? Well, how is America not in the Bible? Well, the word America is not in the Bible. You're right on that. However, the Bible parabolically speaks of America. It calls it different names. It calls it spiritually Sodom and Egypt, that great city, or Mystery Babylon the Great. Names like that, or the mother of harlots, right? The daughter of Babylon. It calls it by different names. So the Bible's not going to come out and just say, like, deliberately, the name of America. It's not going to say that. Why? Because it's a mystery. The definition of a mystery means something that's not easy to figure out. Right, so this is not easy to put the puzzle pieces together to figure out what this is talking about. Okay, that's why it's cryptic. That's why even Christ said, to you it's given to know the mystery of the kingdom, but to the masses of the people it is not given. Right, so, it wasn't given to most people to understand the scriptures. And that's the way it's supposed to be. What is that? John 17:9. I pray for the ones you have given me out of the world, for they are thine, but I pray not for the world. Right, so Christ didn't pray for the other people in the world that are not Israelites. Christ only came for the Israelites, for the believers, is who he came for. He don't care about no one else, according to the Bible. Wait, Alexander, you agree with TDAP that it's not in the scriptures? Let me see. Yeah, I agree with Galapagos. It doesn't flat out come out and say that word in the scriptures, but it alludes to it by many different avenues. It alludes to it, but it's not going to deliberately come out and say that exactly, because that's not for you to know about, right? It's not something that's supposed to be deliberately figured out just by reading it on face value. That's like, you can't read the Bible like a novel, which is how a Christian would read it. You can't do that. You're not going to understand what it means. You have to go here a little and there a little, line upon line, precept upon precept, Isaiah 28:10. That's how you can properly understand what the Bible says. Jitty Jet in the comments, what do you mean by that? Who are you? You have to reiterate your question, right? Jitty Jet in the comments, you gotta reiterate your comment, because I don't understand what you're saying. T-Dax, I'll give you a couple of scriptures you can read, man. Isaiah 47, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Isaiah 13, Isaiah 14, Revelation 17, Revelation 18, Revelation 11 and 8, Revelation 16, it alludes to it. There's other places I could give, but I think that's a good sack of precepts to start off with, right? Take that sack that I gave you there, right? That sack of precepts, and go through those, right? That's a handful of skibbies right there that can set you on the right track. Yeah, who cares about the money? What are you saying? But don't get me wrong, right? We need money to get around and survive. That's definitely true. No one's arguing with that. So I'm not even sure what you mean by your comment. I'm not even sure what you're alluding to. Let's see. Alexander, are you a flat earther by any chance? Bear with me for a moment. Which I'm not sure if we're going to go for much longer, but we'll definitely round it out to 2 hours because of my OCD. So if there's any last minute questions or subject matters, do put them in now so we can address them. Yeah, and for anyone who argues that Isaiah 14 or Isaiah 13 or Jeremiah 50 and 51, if that did already take place with ancient Babylon, which is located over in Iraq, right? Because most people will say that was their fulfillment of those precepts. But if that's the case, well, that couldn't be true because it says that nobody would dwell in those lands anymore that were destroyed, right? But you have people over there today living there. Matter of fact, I can hop on a plane right now if I wanted to, and I can fly over to Iraq and stay in ancient Babylon. There's hotels in the area there. There's, markets in the area there. There's structures there now. Right near, if not over, the ancient ruins. So, what does it mean when it says that no one's going to dwell there anymore? How does that make sense? That's illogical. Let's see. Alexio, or excuse me, Alexander, if I pronounce it incorrectly. Alexander, are you a flat earther by any chance? Or would you say you're a glober? Not sure if we asked you that question before. I'll give him a minute to respond. Maybe he ain't here anymore. But yeah, man, it's crazy, what we're seeing out here, man. The doctrines that people are coming up with is unbelievable. And it just further on proves that we're living in those last times, man. I mean, hell, Sammy Owens proves it, because Christ said that there would be false Christs that would rise and deceive many. Right, so Sammy Owens, going by that inning of itself, proves that we're in those times, right? Because he rose up and deceived a handful of people, right? There's a couple people who actually believe what he's saying, right? Maybe one or two, but still those people are deceived into thinking that Samuel Owens is some type of righteous figure. And then around the world you have a couple thousand, at least 10,000 people around the world who claim, that they themselves are Jesus in the flesh, right? They themselves are the Messiah, here on the earth, right? They're not joking around with it. They're being serious. Some of these guys have dedicated followers, who actually follow them and full-heartedly believe that these people are the Christ here on the earth in the flesh, right? They believe that, so that proves, the time that we're living in. Because Christ warned that in the last times you would have many people who will rise and claim that they are the Christ. And he said, what? Don't believe them. Right? Don't believe them. Right, so we don't care what Samuel Owen got to say. That guy's just a damn what the hell should I call this brother? Guy looks like with his personality, right? He's like 6 or 7 people in one body. You can't even have a conversation with him. 1 minute he'll be happy, 1 minute he'll be mad at you, screaming at you. I mean, how the hell do you have a conversation with someone like that? Right? Guy looks like and acts like, Kevin Wendell Crumb, right, from the movie Split. We've got damn 20 different personalities. So as I said, it's difficult to even have a conversation with someone like that. It's very difficult to even have a conversation with someone like that, man. So yeah. But anyway, um, we'll wrap the show up in just a handful of minutes. I'll let it play out to 2 hours. But then we'll call that the show. Um, I'm not sure if Perry's live right now, though. I believe one of them, somebody was about to go live. I'm not sure if it was Perry or Primal Man or Jay, maybe. Right, but they were all getting ready on going live, sometime tonight. So maybe we'll go stop by and see what they're doing if we see them on when I get off here. But yeah, in closing, it's crazy what's going on now, man. It's definitely crazy. We're living in spiritual times, for lack of better words, man. I'll quote one of my favorite scriptures again, man. Second Ezra's the 9th chapter. When there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then you will understand. And this is the same time that the highest will begin to visit the world. Right, so the highest, which is who? Yahweh, he's now beginning to visit this world. By everything we're seeing, we can confirm that we're in the time period where he's now beginning to visit this world. Right, so that's a scary thing, man. That's a scary fault that that the highest is making his presence known down here, man. But we that are in the know, we know what's going on, right? But these average people, when they see those UFOs appear in the sky, gonna think that those are, aliens or whatnot. But we that come around here, we know what's up, right? We know what they are. So yeah, man. We know what we got to be watching out for. Okay, those of us that come around here, when we see these UFOs, we don't, we're not afraid of them, right? We know what they are, right? Those are the chariots, right? It tells you in, what is that, Luke 21, it says that when you shall see these things come to pass, it says, look up because your redemption draws near. Now, my question is, why does it say to look up for? Why are you looking up? What is up there in the sky that we should be looking for when we see these events taking place? Because that's what the text says in Luke 21. It says, when you shall see these things come to pass, look up because your redemption draws near. So if we're supposed to be looking up, what things are we supposed to see while we're looking up? Like, what's up there to look at? And the answer, for those that come around here, the answer is those chariots. Right, those UFOs, as as people in the world will call them. Right, but we that come around here, we know exactly what they are. But anyway, I think we'll end the show off with that. If anybody made it to the end, we'll give Alexander a little shout out because he's been here the whole time. Alexander, let's see. If anyone made it to the end of the stream, go ahead and put hashtag Alexander in the comments section just to give Alexander a little shout out because he's been here the entire show. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call that the show there. Bear with me for a second. Just trying to check the chat and see if I missed anything. If I missed any question or anything, I think I got them all. But just double check. Never hurts. And by the way, if anyone's putting up new comments now, I can't see them for some reason. just to clarify. So if there is comments coming in right now as I'm speaking, for whatever reason, I can't see them. So if anyone is asking something, I apologize. I'm not able to see the chat. Maybe the chat got too long or something, but I don't believe it has a limit to what you can put up here. So must be glitched or something. But anyway, I'm gonna call that the show there, and I'm gonna say shalom.